Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands. So first things first, I have to really applaud Borderlands 1 for being one of the few even modern games that allows you to leave it paused for multiple days on PC. Because I haven't played this game in at least 3 if not even 4 days. And I ran into a weird setup where I was doing the new expansion to Hearthstone, and that took all of my time. Also means that while I'm playing this, I'm gonna have to kind of re-acclimate myself to the controls. Like I hear something over here yelling at me. So we got this. Let's see. And I know you take fall damage, but you kind of have to fall pretty far to take fall damage. And honestly, I think as you level up, you stop taking fall damage altogether. Like just money and health sitting around here. See, I think I might be in a slightly more precarious position. That's a kind of a weird way to break and turn off a turbine too, instead of, well, I guess you have to do it somehow. If you're gonna have turbines that you can turn off, usually you can't turn turbines off at all. They just go, and as long as the wind's blowing, and that's what they're designed to do. Putting in an extra part to stop them from doing that is kind of silly, since they're used to generate electricity. There we go, so that's another quest done, and kind of shockingly, nothing, let's see, how do we zoom? Enter. Oh yes, and this, I forgot, this is the game that has all the buttons in the wrong place. So, which one was enter? That one was enter, right? So, alright. So we have a couple of them over there, but then we have a couple that we need to turn in over here. Plus this one that's the Lost Cave. And this one that's Sledge's safe house. So let's switch back to our repeater and run. It's kind of shocking seeing the things in Borderlands 1 after seeing all of Borderlands 2 and knowing that Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is out there and there's stuff in that even changed a few things, and playing Tales from the Borderlands, the Telltale Borderlands game spin-off. It's kind of just shocking to start at the beginning here and have like no conversation like happening at all. And every game has to start somewhere. I know that's the truth. But I have to switch to the other car driver's seat. But it is just kind of odd to see how in the day this was an amazing game, but it's so silent now. It's so, particularly right now when we're not even shooting anything, the game becomes just this empty device. Turn this in. Turn this in. And it's kind of ironic we're playing this game right now because bullets Storm? Yeah, I think that's the name. Just got re-released. Neither one of those shields are worth keeping. So we should sell that. We need to actually be pretty quick on selling things. So this one is a machine gun that does 16 at a fire rate of 10. This is a static matador. This is a repeater. And this is a shotgun. So I have a shotgun. I kind of want to keep this. So let's... But it's kind of a stupid reason to keep it. I should just be in this menu. So we can sell the bad repeater right now. And then sell this rifle right now. Sell this shield. Sell this shield. Sell this grenade mod. And see, we've got this bone shredder, but I don't think I want that. And then we're back over here to upgrading this. And until I can get kill an enemy increases your movement your movement speed and the experience you can gain you earn for a few seconds. It's not even the best upgrade that you could potentially get. Like most RPGs, when you get something that can increase your experience, it increases it permanently. Here we're not even running into that issue. And there's definitely like these visual glitches we're seeing here that are integrated into the game are actually are totally here just as excuses for things that they couldn't do. Alright. Oh man. How much does these cost? 6,000. So I'm gonna upgrade my grenade SDU. And then the thing here too is that although this says sniper SDU, it doesn't point the icon out so that I know which one is the sniper rifle thing. See that? I don't have enough now. And I could buy a couple grenades, and I think you kind of have to. I don't know if you pick up grenades. And I bought one and it contained 3 grenades. Alright. So, repeater, sniper rifle. Get that up to the max. And then which SMG ammo? We need a lot of that. Buying a full complement. The only thing I don't have is launcher ammo. And see, if I don't use a launcher by the time I buy the launcher storage deck upgrade, there's a good chance that that will give me some free XP. If you need healing, step right up. And we could buy med kits even, but the problem is you really can't play the game that way because it would take up, well, we could do one here. It's like restore 60 health. You could have that, certainly, but now it's taking up your space and you only have 12 spaces to use, and so you end up playing too much of this game as a inventory management simulator instead of the run and gun game that it should be. Let's look at the map. We've got, come on, there we go. Unless we find a couple of things to do, we've only got one thing to do right now. And this is going to be interesting if we find anything new. That was a grenade, so you do pick up grenades. See, I just started playing this game too, and then I took several days as a break between them. Shouldn't have done that. And it really need to power down for as long as this game is once you put in the DLC. It was definitely a different experience when you originally played this game, because you didn't get the DLC for months until after you'd already played the game. So there was a lot of opportunity to enjoy the main, let's see, enjoy the game, take a break. Yeah, I'm about to die. So I take that med kit, and in taking the med kit, I've gotten into a fight I should not have gotten into. This guy is shooting everything at me. So I'm gonna die here, and then probably respawn right next to him, which will be interesting. Yep. So that cost me $36 because I'd spent all my money, which is the right thing to do. So the good news is, I guess, if you respawn next to them, that they don't see you and they get decided to move on. The bad news is, when I respawned, everything else around me that was still alive refilled their health. So
the best defense is not a good offense, it's a good defense. So get yourself a shield.
So that's an interesting issue we have here. Am I on even the right mission? Yeah, it's like way up there. So there is this bottleneck. And I got about halfway through. But I don't know how to get... Do I have a double jump? I don't even have a double jump. Is that something we earn later? So I can snipe these little guys. But this badass Fire King. He ain't. Oh, he can get up here. This is no good. Do I have him stuck, perhaps? Notice this game spends a lot of time reloading and addressing the ability to reload. I need this guy dead though. Like, you cannot move forward until he's out. And see, I'm rotating the wrong direction, but it's still doing enough damage. And see, this fire gun is not doing everything I would like, since it's a fire against a fire creature. If anything, it's probably helping him doing fire damage. So the good news is, as long as I don't lollygag around too much in this area, I think he's out of the way. But this could just be the beginning. I mean, look, we've got another alpha skag right here. And see, the alpha skag alone probably would have been more than enough of a challenge. And frankly, I don't think I'm ever going to buy another insta med kit. And I'm not sure you even pick up med kits in the game. I don't know why these things are exploding. Is that like an ability I have? Because I didn't think this gun had any explosive elemental damage. It does. Let's just switch through this. These guys just keep coming. And see, that's why you particularly at the beginning of this game, need a good repeater. And that's why they specifically give you a repeater as your first weapon, even if you're playing as some of the other characters. And that's an interesting thing to think about, is if you were playing as Mordecai, you would have the hawk ability, and you would be focusing more on sniper rifles. If you were playing as Brock, you would, or Brick, yeah, I think his name's Brick, you would be trying to run up and punch these characters, which maybe Brick does have a decent amount of health more than what the Siren does, but even if that's the case, it's going to be a sort of difficult way to play. There's all these people are on spikes. And often you'll find it's easier just to shoot these guys. Here, let's see. So I shot one of these barrels. They have to be pretty close to the barrels though. And there's quite a lot of them. You get pretty used to seeing these bandit camps out of ammo. And see, right now, all I've really got is this as an ability. No. Barely got that second win. I think to take some instant health while we're at this. Pick up a bunch of this stuff. And see, those those guys just run out of these doors, and it's pretty much just a random number. Well, it's not a random number. They know what they're doing. They're specifically giving you the guns that would help the number of characters that will continuously challenge you while not being overwhelmingly large. Here we got a couple guys up here. And see, 3 shots against a bandit with a shield is not the best deal. And see, here's a rack we could shoot and get his attention at least. Of course, I'm not sure there's exactly a reason to have done that. And we are full of weapons again. And have we seen anything that would have explained that? So, we have a gun we can't use. We have a lightning gun that does 11 damage compared to one that does 16 damage. The only difference is this one, well, it's a machine gun and it has a higher accuracy but a slower speed. But that's not what's equipped, is it? I guess that is what is equipped. So we'll try that. Where are we? There we go. We have an SMG. So this is what I was trying to equip on top of this one, wasn't I? Yeah. We need to find something that's garbage. Like a cheap rifle, I think we can probably drop. Which is what button? That one. A healing shield requires level 13. I think I'd need a healing shield, but I can't equip it right now. SMG versus surplus SMG versus this SMG. So this one does 8 damage, but it has a zoom on it and a fire rate of 8.3. This does 12 damage, but no zoom. Ideally, in the future, I would like one with zoom, but the fact that this doesn't even require a level and this is a level 4 tells me that this is probably no good. A rowdy machine gun versus this machine gun. This is not actually any good either. A patrol SMG versus this SMG. Which one's better? That one. And then the static matador does 2 shots per fire. And see, that's the problem with that shotgun, so I need to sell it. TK's wave I need to sell. The nasty repeater I need to level up. This repeater does 18 at 2.6. This one does 8 at 9. And frankly, a repeater like this that does 18 which is 3 times but is slower, is probably a better thing to use going forward because it will use up my bullets less. Like, we're never gonna run into a scenario where I'm just gonna go back here and pick up everything and we'll end up doing all of that again. Yeah, we're never gonna run into a scenario where we have the maximum infinite number of bullets. That's always going to be a concern. And since I know from playing guy? He's got a little shotgun. And so you'll find that these guys and then these guys like to work together. The good news is I think they're below me and can't find a way up. I wouldn't say that this guy is particularly stupider than any of the other characters, though, if we're gonna be honest. They all seem like they're... I need to kill this guy, and only a few of my shots are gonna hit him. Ugh. I couldn't get the angle on it. And that was a fee of $29, and so it's not even the money right now that's the issue as much as it is the thing. Notice that these little towers that are pointing out the ammo are getting shorter as the game is despawning them. So the bullets will eventually despawn. The weapons will eventually despawn. Here we go. And he's refilled.
Use all my ammo.
I'm totally out of ammo now. And it seems like I don't stay in my phase walk if I decide to physically exert myself with a combat shot. Notice how he's getting turned around by the lightning shot here. That's interesting. I didn't know it did that. And you'll notice that some of these comments don't quite line up to what's really going on. That they'll say, oh, I didn't break a sweat. And I'm like, oh, I feel like I broke a sweat. So there I just hit this bruiser with acid and it didn't even affect him. See how he feels like he has this shield around him? That's actually the effect of the lightning shot hitting him. I need to be better about trying to either recoil into a headshot or start with a headshot. Throwing grenades is not the greatest turn of events. And see, 100% focus just on the bruiser. And sure, I could go down and and try to hide. I could do this and just wait. But the amount of time you're gonna wait to recharge this is gonna be massive. One shot there. One shot there. Unless I had a double jump, I can't make that either. Interesting.
All right, boys, take 'em out.
I need to clear out this area. That's nice. Let's see where we have something here for 185. Let's see if we've got something that's worth less than that. Well, this matador is worth less than that. This is worth less than that, so come on. Buttons. Drop. And drop that one and drop that one. I didn't realize how cheaply these things are. Might as well just leave them on the ground. I'm gonna find other things. See, there's a little area back there to move things around. And see, by just dropping things, I've immediately found replacement things. And I imagine that that's the plan of the game, is to give you those kind of replacements relatively quickly. This is interesting. I guess if I get down here, I'm safe. But there's nothing in here. Just an area. And I'm actually standing on nothing right now. But I don't know how to get up there. I don't think I can. Let's see, 126. Do I have something that's below 126? Yes. Drop. And this does 22 damage. Right now I have something that does 22 damage. And I don't want Bouncing Betty particularly, but what I would prefer is the MRVs. So unless there was some kind of Skyrim-esque wall running I could do, I can't get up to that. And even if I could get up to that, I can't actually jump to this. So there's either a double jump I'm gonna get, which I think I do get in this game, or I discovered a new respawn thing, or the game is just, or that happens in the sequel. And so what's funny is there's this whole quest area over here on the left that I just don't have a reason to go to. Like, yeah, right now we have no quest in Sledge's safe house to go that way, so instead we'll go towards Trouble, written backwards. That's this way. These racks are flying at me. And see, I'm just letting the auto aim do its job and not really even caring about aiming towards them, because this game is pretty nice. Here's another rack hive. That's where they were coming from. Which is just kind of more proof that this is a friendly introduction version of a shooter. It's not your Call of Duties where you're gonna get on multiplayer and have to be playing with mouse and keyboard and really have a decent number of years of experience before you can even play multiplayer. This one is all about, we want new players, we want to make this easy, we want you to have fun. There's a lot about the characterization and story in Borderlands 2, because like I was saying, Bulletstorm just came out, and the main problem with Bulletstorm when it first came out, and even now, because it hasn't really changed, in fact they made it worse because Gearbox published the remaster, which isn't much of a remaster, and they're charging full price, so it's kind of a very hard choice to to say you should buy it. I guess if you've never played Bulletstorm and you really want to play it, you would buy the remaster. You wouldn't want to buy the old version, because I don't even think the old version's multiplayer works. But the main problem of Bulletstorm is it is just offensively full of potty humor, way more than what you have here. Borderlands has a sly, somewhat childish, more like an angsty teen style of comedy going on, where Borderlands, where Bulletstorm, in comparison, is a non-stop, incessant, just flow of potty mouth that you might get from a 4-year-old or a 2-year-old that just learned their first bad word. And frankly, it's not entertaining to anybody who isn't really immature. And it's a shame, because I think Bulletstorm actually came out before Borderlands, or maybe just a year after. And it has a lot of interesting systems that Borderlands could certainly use to borrow from. You get style points in Bulletstorm to kill things. So, for instance, this guy is dying on fire. So in Bulletstorm, you would get a style point that says "burn to death" or something silly usually. And so if you're just running around shooting people like you do in this game, just trying to kill them, you're actually playing Bulletstorm wrong. Here I'm practically reviewing a game that just because I'm not going to bother to play it, not until it gets a lot cheaper. And so there's a lot of interesting things there. You also move a lot faster in Bulletstorm than you do in most games. And you have an electric leash that allows you to leash and pull people towards you, making it a lot quicker of a fight, because you're running towards people. You can kick them, you can slide and kick them away. It makes for a very different style of gameplay, very far actually from your standard run and gun shooter. So it's quite unique. But then with the new release and Gearbox owning the rights to Duke Nukem, they just put Duke Nukem in the game. And I'm just gonna drop this. I'm just going for money now, as the main character. So I'm just gonna drop that, and see, take that, and some of these are not worth anything, right? Hey, I can equip this, and I would kind of prefer to keep the high capacity shield, but extra capacity shields aren't really that useful. An explosive longbow, as far as a grenade, is not very helpful, because you have to be pretty consistent with it. And so you can see there's a problem in the rarity ratings, because things don't become less rare as you play. So you're going to end up balancing the game in odd ways, where it's like, well, yes, this is a rare thing, but it's actually not worth well, where is this map pointing me? It's actually not worth as much as you would think. Oh, I'm in the wrong area. Oops. How did I do that? Is there a way up here? Maybe you don't ever get double jump. This certainly seems like you would be able to jump up there and get around to that, but nope. I'm dropping so many things. Ah, I see the racks in the rack hive distracted me. And this is where I was supposed to go. Nothing up there. And see, the guy doesn't even see me yet, so I can do a couple of headshots with the sniper rifle. It's kind of silly how close you can be and they just won't see you, but then I guess the guys are also wearing crazy masks. That's a $41 gun that was just dropped. And this is 185 grenade mock-up. I suppose I could run back to the beginning and try and sell things. Try to get ahead of the curve and grind that way.
Aw, did that hurt?
So the weird thing here is we kind of know that we're walking into a very dangerous section of gameplay. So it's not a terrible thought to try and eliminate as many people before we get too deep into this. But pretty quickly I'm gonna start spawning some other characters in here. And see, this looks like it would have been a building you could have gone in, but instead it's got the just sash across the front of the door, and a simple sash across the front of the door is all it takes to turn an area into a bandit spawning section. Where is he? You have no radar or anything, but you can tell that there's people. So this repeater goes through way too many bullets. I need to get rid of it. I need a much stronger repeater that shoots way less bullets. And I know all repeaters are going to shoot a lot of bullets, but this one in particular is too old. It's one of the first ones we got in the game. I can give a slight progress report as of recording. I know that the CEO of Gearbox and his friends Gillette and Teller were all doing mocap, and last time I had heard, Gillette said he was playing a magician character in Battleborn, but then the CEO of Gearbox, Randy Pitchford, put a picture up saying he was recording to play as one of these psycho characters for Borderlands 3. So what I have to assume happened there is probably they've decided to stop making any more things for Battleborn because Battleborn got its lunch eaten quite unfairly, if you ask me. Just spawn out of nowhere, why don't you? Wow, that's buggy. So yeah, Battleborn deserved a little bit better than what it got, and for that reason, yeah, I'm a little upset. sad about that, but it is what it is, and because of that, I think they've just moved on to development of Borderlands 3. Which is kind of suspicious in itself that they're only this far in Borderlands 3 that they're doing the mocap. How far does that mean they really are in development? I don't know, but it means they're not to the animation mocapping section, so that implies to me that the game is a lot less developed than I thought it would have been. I honestly felt like it would have been close to being finished by now, and they were just kind of waiting for the right time to announce it. But if they're just now doing the mocap, that means up to this point they've been only working on the programming and the system. And see, this guy has this extremely long arm, so hiding up in an area actually doesn't protect you, which is actually an amazing concept in a game, that you can't get on top and it's like this guy is, and this guy's just level 13. Imagine how much power these guys are gonna have when they're at like level 65. That's gonna be, well, they're gonna have a lot of life, but it all is gonna kind of balance out, because unless I play terribly, I'm gonna end up having just as powerful weapons. So you run into this RPG effect that happens in almost all RPGs, where yes, your weapon does more damage, but also the enemies that you're fighting have more health, so it balances out. And that's fine as long as it gets down to the level that I prefer it get to, where it's only 2 or 3 shots to kill an enemy. I would even more prefer that it get directly down to this. Here we found a rocket launcher, so there's no reason not to have this rocket launcher in your setup. So let's go ahead and drop this and pick up this. And then this bad repeater has an accuracy, and it's worth 85. And this bullet's full. This is a area with a stash. We have a combat rifle that's worth 139 bullets. We have a intense rifle. Like, this rifle is better than the rifle I have right now in every way. It's got better accuracy, and it just doesn't have that lightning ability. So I don't want to just get rid of what I have. So I'll go ahead and just drop this, and probably just drop this. Take this back. Take this. Take this. I kind of feel like I'm going to get into a fight with something big, so it wouldn't be a terrible idea to have the rocket launcher ready to go, but maybe save it. Probably want to save it no matter what, since the penalty for dying is so low. I'm a little surprised that Teller was doing the mocap. I didn't realize that he cared anything about it. Of course, I don't follow Teller as much. He doesn't talk as much. So I assume it's just going to be Penn and Teller in video game form are going to show up in Borderlands 3, which is fine. as long as they don't become major characters that really matter. Alright, so we've got a gun here that does more damage but has less accuracy. And see, this, it's kind of hard to compare. Let's see. 23 damage, this does 147 total. Terrible carnage. It shoots rockets. Ooh, I definitely want these two guns. So let's... This SMG, I'm going to... see, let's get rid of this. And... don't want to get rid of the rocket launcher. Then a SMG with that does that. I'm really gonna need to sell things. Like, just get rid of the long bow, I guess. So, let's get these little money things. We've got some storage deck upgrades we need to do. In fact, if I had run back and forth between the different places a couple of times and sold some of these weapons, I feel like we would have done a good job of increasing our money, getting ahead of the curve. But that's really not something I want to do right now in the with the guns. So this does 225 damage, and this, where's this one? 153, 147. A shotgun that only has 2 shotgun shells, but it shoots a lot. So I'm gonna put it here. Now the question is, did that just shoot a rocket for real? No, it takes a lot of bullets. And so now we're going in the Sledge's safe house, which is kind of the, if I remember correctly, going to be a much more linear internal area than what we've seen up to this point. You know, having a repeater is not even going to make the most amount of sense. Ooh. Let's go ahead and sell things.
If the vault is real, you'll be able to afford it.
Alright, so Bone Shredder's gotta go. We have this repeater versus this repeater. Let's see. Bouncing Betty's gotta go. This has gotta go. We have the Clipper that has a fire rate of 9 and 9 times 8. Where this repeater is 2 times 18. So, yeah, I can't keep that one. And this is 3 times 42. Which is probably higher than 9 times 8. So we gotta get rid of the Clipper for this nasty repeater. It's a better weapon. I hope that's not a mistake. We have the Terrible Carnage as a shotgun versus this Fire Scatter gun, which has a very slow firing rate but does 11 times 17, where this does 147. So this gun here is actually slightly worse, so we'll sell that. A static rifle. Let's see, Battle Pound. We're not going to sell the rocket launcher, even though I would like to. see. Ruthless SMG versus any other SMGs. Alright, we gotta decide which one of these we want. Do we want something that does more damage or something that does electricity? Obviously we want something that does more damage. Like, the only time you really even need the electricity elemental effect is much, much later in the game. Once you run into characters that have very, very big shields. Sell this. TK wave. Just gonna sell it back. 9 times 17. Gotta get rid of that. So we want to have this burning sniper. We want to equip this repeater. And then we have one SMG, and we have one rifle. Alright. And repeater pistol ammo. And then repeater pistol self. We don't have enough money. Well, that's a shame. Alright. So nasty repeater equipped. And I hope we find that this works a lot better.
It's a real doctor when you got my machines and their scary needles.
So here we have an accelerated heal shield compared to what we have now, which has a much lower capacity and much lower recharge rate. And those are the two things that we haven't even touched on. Recharge rate creates a fire wave when depleted. That's an interesting idea, certainly, too. But I can't do any of it right now. And here you'll see this vault symbol throughout the series. And a lot of other things too that kind of don't matter too much. So you can see I've been spotted. And what's interesting is the doors go the same place. So one shot, I think, may have just killed that guy. My shield went down. So let's try our shotgun here. That's not working either. And you can start to see the danger of doing this close combat fighting. There's very little room to maneuver. Throwing a grenade may do more damage, but may also hurt yourself. And this is a level 15 bruiser, and I think all the characters decided to spawn at higher levels because I was at a slightly higher level. I don't think I'm at level 15 though. If I was to guess, I'm at level 14. So, getting down here and playing in a way that I kind of feel like is sort of the wrong way to play Borderlands. Crouching down and really locking in your shots. But I'm actually having to do it. See, these barriers are actually playing a part.
I'm really good at this.
And when you start to have the slower experience, it's a little weird. Here we've got a lamp. I think we may run into a claptrap quest here too. And you want to do every single claptrap quest. I think you have to do them all. This door's locked. I think you have to do them all twice over in the game if you wanted to get the maximum expansion of your inventory. And that's... yeah, we can hear the claptrap. So let's do this. This door can't even be opened. If we look over here, what level are we on? 13. So we just fought something on level 15. And look at this area. Very square, very linear.
Oh my god, I'm leaking! I think I'm leaking!
And see. And see, I don't think I hit that guy once. I think the problem there is... I think the problem is that the clipping of this wall here was blocking my bullets. See, you've got these skulls that... ooh, that takes out my shield as much as it takes out the other people's shields. And see, he's back here, but I can't open it.
I got something for you.
Maybe he's down here. So these little claptrap units, nobody really likes them. So they do seem to abuse them quite a bit. But this is the door here, and we can hear him, but we can't open it. And that's where he is. If not, he's over here. That is probably a one-way door. Well, we probably won't miss the claptrap thing. That would be silly if we did. Yeah, I imagine that is a one-way door. That, not all of them, but the one that can be opened on the other side. And you can see I'm not really focusing on using the... I think there's something in the way. This is where a lot of these shooters start to irritate me, as bullets seem like they don't go through things. So I need to just stay where I am right now, because I need my health to refill. And you can see my health is slowly refilling because of my shield. But and that little amount that it does refill is helpful. Notice how the enemies just kind of seem to teleport from one animation to another when they're in this crouching mode. It's not something that they fully had perfected, I don't think. Borderlands is a great game, sure, but like I just need to hide. Just hide. Because I really don't want to die and then lose money and then have to run back to this point. Not that it's even that far. So, and it's not like you're gonna not engage in combat again for a long enough amount of time that my healing shield would actually heal me all the way. But fortunately, we are finding a couple instant healths. Let's see. Well, I've started the quest, but I did it by jumping over the wall. So all of these quests are the same. They're around the idea of getting a toolkit and bringing it back to the claptrap unit. Apparently I just activated the respawn section, which is...
I can see.
All right, boys, take him out.
Where is he?
You lost?
Time to pound!
Let's see. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I'm gonna die. Well, that cost me 285, and I just looked at the clock, and so it's been an hour. It's been a little bit over an hour, and that's kind of the weirdness of Borderlands, isn't it? Is you just kind of go forever. Certainly keep on running and gunning. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.